Thank you, Colleen. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the attack on our nation's Capitol building. And although a year has passed, many questions remain unanswered, and the investigation is still ongoing. CBS News senior investigative correspondent Herridge has been following this from the beginning, and she's joining us now from Washington, D.C. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you spoke exclusively with the prosecutor who launched the January 6th probe. What did he have to say about this unprecedented case?
Shiva, good morning. The prosecutor told us that on January 6th, they had no roadmap for the hundreds of arrests they would have to effect and the cases they would need to bring. So they built special systems to handle the evidence on January 6th. Remember, this is the most videotaped crime in U.S. history. So they took the tips that were coming in, the videotape, they tagged it, then they associated it with suspects, and they built what they described to us as prosecution packages so they could arrest these individuals and ultimately charge them. The prosecutor also told CBS News that they felt a lot of time pressure to bring as many arrests and charges as possible in that 14 days leading up to the inauguration so the public could have confidence that the rule of law was still in place, Shiva.
Yeah, and so far we've seen almost 700 people charged with crimes. Kind of break that down for us, though. What kind of charge are we seeing people charged with?
Well, more than 725 people have been arrested in this case, and you can break it down into two buckets. The first bucket are individuals who are accused of trespassing, being in a restricted space, which was the Capitol that day. And then the second bucket are these more sophisticated conspiracy cases, about 40 defendants, and the allegation from the government is that there was significant coordination and premeditation and planning before they got to Washington on the 5th and on the 6th, and that their goal was to obstruct an official proceeding, in this case, the certification of the Electoral College. So far, the greatest sentence that has been handed down for prison time has been to an individual who pleaded guilty to assaulting a police officer with a deadly weapon, and he received more than 5 years in prison, Shiva.
Wow, no matter how many times you see that video, it's still quite unbelievable. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us with the latest on that.
You're welcome.